This first story could be the difference between taking cover in somebody's house or breaking in. Could you imagine? Imagine this. You're sitting at home, and then all of a sudden you hear gunshots. You open up your door and you say, "What's going on?" And then all of a sudden you see an IO going, "Duck for cover." What's going on? You hear gunshots. Wait till you see the security camera footage.
Duck! A young boy takes cover as a barrage of bullets fly into the living room. 9-year-old Errol was playing with his French bulldogs when gunshots rang out. His mom, Mary Jane Gonzalez, was in the bedroom. Did you realize how close they came to hitting your son? If he had been standing up, he could have been hit.
My heart dropped.
As Errol ducked for cover inside, this was the scene outside the apartment complex in Fort Worth, Texas. More than a dozen children flee and hit the dirt as the gunshots ring out.
I felt terrified about what happened to those children.
Errol ran to his parents' bedroom, crouching the entire way. Today, the fourth grader is happy to be alive, but haunted by his close brush with death.
Wow, you could be happy to be alive, but not being brushed by death. I guess we all want to listen. Now on to some medical issue now. Could you imagine being on a weight loss drug? Well, Kelly Clarkson thinks it's working for her. But how's that working for others? Just wait and see.
A slimmed down Kelly Clarkson is making a startling revelation. She admits to being on a weight loss drug like Ozempic. Here she is from 2 years ago. Look at her dramatic transformation. Kelly shared her secret on her talk show while speaking to Whoopi Goldberg about Whoopi's weight loss.
I'm doing that wonderful shot that works for folks who need some help.
I ended up having to do that too because my blood work got so bad.
The 42-year-old mom says she was initially scared to go on the weight loss drug.
My doctor chased me for like 2 years, and I was like, no, I'm afraid of it. I already have thyroid problems. I was afraid, and everybody thinks it's Ozempic. It's not. It's something else. But it's something that aids in helping break down the sugar.
Her acknowledgement is raising eyebrows after she previously credited diet and exercise for her new figure. Walking in New York City is quite the workout, she told People magazine in January. I dropped weight because I've been listening to my doctor. A protein diet is good for me. Today, some fans are venting on social media. Kelly's whole "a lot of walking in New York" is a farce. Kelly Clarkson, the singer who became the first ever to win American Idol back in 2002, says at her heaviest, she weighed more than 200 pounds.
I was like 203.
Yeah.
And I'm 5'3.5".
She now joins a growing list of celebrities like Oprah, Chelsea Handler, and Sharon Osbourne, who have all admitted to taking weight loss medication.
I'm so excited to share some common sense. Well, not exactly. It's a thing. I mean, if celebrities decide to do it, then don't be backlashing on social media. It's their choice. But it's all over the news. And speaking of which, there's bound to be a new Luke Combs song coming out tomorrow, which is going to cause some controversy. And tonight, you're going to have to first listen to that new Luke Combs song. Because when I first listened to it, I was like, there could be some similarities. There could be a similarity to a different song. But what happened? Take a listen. song Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. That premieres on YouTube at 8 Eastern. I tell you, if you've gone through a twister, you could blast this song while you're going through the tornado. Boom, boom. But the only person who will be blasting this song is me. I love this song so much. So, 8 Eastern, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. 7 Central. Check your YouTube for that song. Alright, with summer fast approaching and school being out, an issue that's just all about kids selling food and drinks to learn to become entrepreneurs. That story next, so stay with us. School is going to be out in about a week here in Flower Bluff, and everyone's going to want to think of something to do. You could go to summer camp, you can go to the beach, but how would you feel about selling lemonade or hot dogs? Tonight we're going to devote the entire hour, this entire hour, to looking at some states, to looking at cops that shut these lemonade stands down, and why are we to be calling kids when they don't have a freaking permit? You're also going to meet someone who opened up a hot dog stand, but then the whole community rallied behind him. Instead of just shutting him down, they show him how to do it. We begin with lemonade. Here in Texas, kids are allowed to sell lemonade. It's how it used to be. This was 8 years ago, right before Greg Abbott signed the bill.
Zoe Green set up a lemonade stand down the street from where they live. And at 7 and 8 years old, the sisters just wanted to raise money for a Father's Day gift. Less than an hour later, though, police told them to pack it up because they were out of compliance with Texas law.
I was a little confused. I was going like, what in the world is going on here? Literally.
What in the world's going on? But can you ever imagine trying to get a lemonade stand shut down? Watch and see.
Well, happening right now, a neighborhood feud like you've never seen before. One man going to City Hall and even the cops for years trying to get a 12-year-old's lemonade stand shut down. Our Serena Fazan is covering Pinellas County live in Dunedin tonight with the details on this story for us. Serena?
Hi, Jameson. You know, I'm here at the spot of the lemonade stand, but this is not TJ Carrera's lemonade stand. This story has gotten nationwide attention, even from a local radio station, the Mike and Calta Show, who set up a lemonade stand on behalf of young TJ, who, as you mentioned, is only 12 years old. They're collecting donations. They've already collected more than $300 in just the past hour, and this entire crowd you see are not just TJ's neighbors, but also people who have just come by to support TJ. As you also mentioned, there is a neighbor that's complained about the young boy for the past couple of years. Many neighbors we talked to and people who drove by in support just simply do not understand why.
I think it shows great entrepreneurship, and he's a go-getter, so we're here to support him.
What are you really complaining about, and how is this person really hurting you or hurting the neighborhood? And I really think if you analyze that, you'll find out there's not much going on here except a young person trying to have some fun and earn a little money.
And who you just heard from was actually the mayor of Dunedin, who actually lives in the neighborhood, but also came by in support of TJ. Once again, here's just some of those donations that we were talking about. And I just got off the phone with TJ's mom just a couple of minutes ago. He's not even home right now. His mom does not want to bring him back home because of all this attention. He's just so overwhelmed. But she said all he wants to do is run his lemonade stand. Coming up at 6, we are going to talk to a neighbor that supports the neighbor that has been disputing the lemonade stand for the past 2 years. But as you can see, a really big turnout in support of a little 12-year-old boy. Reporting live from Dunedin, I'm Serena Fazan, ABC Action News.
But how can a neighbor just simply say, this lemonade stand causes trouble to my neighborhood, I want to shut down? Stop being a Karen. Stop calling on little kids who ain't doing nothing but selling lemonade. Stop it. Ain't you got nothing better to do than to watch your child than to simply call the police on a child selling lemonade? Ain't you got nothing better to do? But under the Texas law that was passed back in 2019, no cop shall shut down.
Green set up a lemonade stand.
Should shut down a lemonade stand. No officer should be able to do that. Not one officer. Here's another one.
On a hot day like today, a glass of ice-cold lemonade sounds pretty good, but in Appleton, police actually shut down a lemonade stand run by kids, all because of a new city ordinance. Fox 11's Kristen Crowley explains.
It's a summer tradition, especially for these neighbors.
The kids have been here setting up for about 6-7 years now.
These young girls sell lemonade and cookies every year near their house during Appleton's old car show. But this year,
we had a knock on our door from our local police officer who had to deliver us the news.
Because of a new city ordinance, Margie Mann's daughter Lydia could no longer sell her lemonade, and their neighbor couldn't sell her cookies.
There were tears at first. There was big disappointment. When you're 9 and somebody tells you you can't, you're not happy. It's just a lemonade stand. So that's the part that's disheartening.
I'm sad that we probably won't be able to do it anymore.
On June 1st, the Appleton City Council passed an ordinance preventing vendors from selling products within a 2-block radius outside local events. That includes Lydia's lemonade stand. She lives just 1 block from the car show. Mann says the officer tried to see if the department would make an exception, but was told they had to follow the ordinance.
Since I had, 20 some odd jars of lemonade in my refrigerator, we made the decision, along with our neighbors whose daughter is selling the cookies, that we would just give them away free today.
My son went over there and saw that this happened. He came over and chewed me out for 10 minutes because this is happening.
City Alderman Peter Stick says he had no idea the ordinance would affect people like Lydia.
It's certainly not that Appleton's against little girls setting up their cookie and lemonade stands, but the overall intent of the ordinance was to protect the vendors at these events. We wanted to give a little bit of security to the vendors who were at the events.
Stick says this repercussion was an oversight and it needs to be changed.
What are we going to do to fix it and make it better? And that's what I think we should do going forward.
Meanwhile, Mann and her daughter aren't letting the circumstances get them down.
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
As it turns out, many patrons of the lemonade and cookie stand were sympathetic to the kids' plight, and while the treats were free, nothing stopped them from offering tips. In Appleton, Kristen Crowley, Fox 11 News.
Now the families plan on going to the city council to formally ask them to change the ordinance so their children can sell their lemonade and cookies in the future during nearby events.
What can we do? What can we do? Let's think about this. How can we keep on selling lemonade without, how can we stop giving them free? Let's think. How do we sell? I know. You need a permit. What the hell is a permit? Well, that's a great question. A permit is a card. It's a piece of paper which says that you have a food handler's permit. If you don't have that permit, you're shut down. Somebody can basically just call in and say, "Hey, this person does not have a health department, does not have a health permit, shut him down." But can you ever imagine that being served as a lesson? Let's take a look.
A kid's lemonade stand runs afoul of Denver City codes and gets shut down. It's true, and their mother contacted us to share her story. It happened over the weekend in the Stapleton neighborhood. CBS 4's Sean Boyd is there tonight, and Sean, no doubt this will have a lot of people shaking their heads.
Yeah, Jim, you know, the city treats lemonade stands kind of like the guys down here who sell peanuts and sunflower seeds and water outside Coors Field. They're called food and drink peddlers by the city, and as such, they are required to buy insurance and a permit or license to operate in the city, or the city will shut them down, as some young entrepreneurs learned this past weekend.
It was a beautiful weekend, beautiful weather, so we thought, why not have a lemonade stand?
When Jennifer Knowles helped her son set up their first lemonade stand over the weekend, she thought it would be a lesson in entrepreneurship and charity.
And so the boys decided they wanted to help a less fortunate child in another country.
But they got an unexpected lesson too.
Someone complained about our lemonade stand.
Turns out you need a permit to operate a lemonade stand in Denver. The city says it's about health and safety, no matter the age of the operator. But in this case, competition may also be in play.
We had never thought that the other lemonade vendor could feel threatened by our little kid lemonade stand.
The Knowles set up right next to the Denver Arts Festival and a lemonade vendor.
I can understand why someone would get upset, absolutely.
What was the other lemonade selling for?
I think it was $7 a glass versus 2 for $1.
But she plans to make lemonade out of lemons by asking the city to waive permits in the future for kids' lemonade stands when another stand isn't nearby.
In hindsight, we would have never set up where we did when we did, and we would have just done it another time, and lesson learned.
Now, the lemonade stand wasn't totally a bust. Noel says they made about $200 for charity before police shut them down. A permit definitely would have cut into those profits. It runs $125 a day in Denver. Live in Denver, Sean Boyd covering Colorado First.
At least they made some money.
Exactly.
Right?
Great. You made some money before you got shut down. But you know how much it costs to get a food handler's permit here in Texas? $8 versus $100. You can buy $8. That's $8 worth of permit. That's $7.99. I'm not kidding. You live in Texas, you want to sell lemonade? You need a permit for kids? The law's under exception. It's a common sense law. Police officers cannot shut down kids' lemonade stands. Period. If that were to happen, then they would get suspended. And you think this is over? Oh boy, this is not over. Later on, you're going to meet somebody who sold hot dogs, but instead of getting shut down, the whole community volunteered with them to help them out and say, here's what you need to do. Stay with us. Lemonade for sale. Lemonade for sale. 50 cents for lemonade. What's more American than opening up a lemonade stand? What is it? To teach kids about entrepreneurship, but then when the competition are like, oh no they don't. You ain't gonna sell lemonade around my area. Police! We got some kids on lemonade. Get your asses over here now. Police! Police! We're armed. Shut down that lemonade stand. It's like, what the fuck? If my nephew were to be selling lemonade, I would teach him entrepreneur. And if they want to shut me down, I'll go fight this shit down the city hall myself. Hell, pull a permit out of my ass. There you go. Even better. No, even better. I just shit it out of my ass. Here you go, officer. Here's my permit. And then wipe my ass with a plastic cup. And here you go, officer. Here's a free drink for you. There you go. That's just a joke. What's more American than open up a lemonade stand? What does it take in Texas for kids? You can sell lemonade without a permit. But in some states, you need a permit. John Stelzner trying to get one. Hear his frustration.
Lemonade for sale.
The fact that American police now tell little kids that they don't have the proper permits to do this
50 cents
made me wonder,
What does it take to open a lemonade stand legally in America?
A call to the New York City Information Department directed me to this website. This is supposed to make licensing simple.
Oh, the wizard. They make it easy. Except, what?
There were unintelligible questions.
I need an EIN assistant, says the IR. What's an EIN assistant? Oh, an employee identification number.
The government said I had to take a 15-hour food protection class. To sell lemonade?
Bicycle injuries. Equip bicycles with reflectors. I don't have bicycles.
After this, there's an exam. Then I have to wait weeks to find out if I passed. And if I did, I'd have to buy a government-approved fire extinguisher.
I got my fire extinguisher. Might be a fire out here.
To do this legally would take months.
Forget it.
You know, I work at a fast food restaurant. Every 2 years, I gotta renew my permit. And if I didn't, I'd be fired. Here in Texas, you want to work at places like McDonald's, Whataburger, Burger King, Bar and Grill, Mimi's, you need a food handler's permit. No food handler's permit, you're done. You're out of here. And people say, well, that costs a lot of money. No, it doesn't. Cheapest way ever, $7.99. Go to efoodcard.com and you'll thank me later. Or go on Google, look up Texas Food Handler's Permit, and then you'll thank me later. It only costs $7.99. Just $7.99, baby. It's just 3 simple easy steps. Take the course, pass the exam, then you have to pay. Once you pay, you're good to go. Show your manager that proof, and boom, you're good to go. But if you were to do without a permit, here's what people would do. Give everyone refunds, just give away for free. Wait a minute, I should have sold it to you. I have to give it back. If people think this is silly, just watch this.
Without a permit, Fox's lawyer gave me the okay if I didn't actually sell anything. I had to give everyone refunds and get the lemonade back.
Wait a second. I shouldn't have sold it to you. I have to get it back.
Of course, my customers thought this was crazy.
Silly law.
Many had once had their own lemonade stand.
Did you have to get a license to open the stand?
I'm from Canada, and we didn't need a license for a lemonade stand.
Wait. Actually, I can't let you drink this because
why?
There are so many rules here. I'm not allowed to sell this to you. I have to give you your money back.
What are the rules?
I didn't have time to get all the permits.
What? In Pakistan, you can do nothing. You didn't need any permits in there.
Different countries were saying, you want to sell lemonade? No permit. Oh, you want to sell lemonade, huh? You don't need no permit. You can sell whatever you want to. We don't care about your health. Canadian people, healthcare is free. Get everyone sick. Go to the hospital. It's all free. But that's how it used to be in the United States. It was once easy to start a business. We're not talking about businesses. We're talking about lemonade stands and why police shut it down. You're thinking it's a lesson? It's not a lesson. About a year or two ago, some police officers shut down an 8-year-old in Ohio. They shut down a lemonade stand. Take a look.
I'm drinking a cup of my pink lemonade.
Do you have a secret recipe?
Kinda, yeah.
This 8-year-old Ohio girl is almost squeezed out of the lemonade business. Happened last weekend in Alliance when some vendors complained about her during a local food festival. Terry Sullivan says thanks to some community help, the zest is history.
So, I was just selling lemonade at my dad's work. I was having a really fun time.
8-year-old Asa Baker from Alliance, Ohio says her lemonade stand was going gangbusters when police showed up and shut her down.
He walked out of the car and said, like, I'm sorry, but I got a complaint call and, they have to shut me down. Well, I didn't really say much, but I was really sad and angry that we, had to shut down.
Turns out the young entrepreneur had set up too close to a local food festival, and some of the vendors complained.
They would offer a 5-day permit for $40 for like the food vendor's license. They want everybody to know they're not just around shutting down people's lemonade stands. I mean, she was apparently too close, to the festival that was going on.
The news spread fast. One local business owner offered to help the third grader get the necessary permit and even let her set up outside his store. A lady donated a new lemonade stand.
It's really big. It even has like a kitchen countertop.
And a custom shirt.
And on the back it says, I run a lemonade stand like a boss.
The police officer who shut her down even kicked in $20. Asa was soon back in business, the stand more popular than ever.
I have this little mitten that says, when life gives you lemon, make lemonade.
Asa says she's juiced for more lemonade stands, just a little closer to home. I'm Terry Sullivan reporting.
Okay. But when a hater try to stop you, they don't know what the plan is. But there could be a battle happening. You to see that in a neighborhood, it could be a battle where it'd be like I want to keep this lemonade stand on. You have to be shut down. I want to keep it. You guys shut down. But I want to keep it. You ain't gonna keep it. I want it so bad. Let me have my lemonade stand now. And it's like, dude, I want it now. Get out of my face. Then it turns you all in a fist fight. It's like, that's another charge. That's another charge. And another charge right there. Exactly what happened. This was a battle. This was, let me say, a battle between police and the firefighters. All in one. Probably wasn't a fist fight, but take a look.
Okay, school's out or almost out in many districts across the state. And in one Davis County city, that means it's time for police and firefighters to jump into action.
Fox 13's Scott McCain tells us why in a story you'll only see here on Good Day Utah. Good morning, Scott.
Yeah, good morning, guys. And yeah, this is very much a priority one, an all-hands-on-deck situation for members of the Kaysville Fire and Police Departments. Their mission throughout the next several months to visit as many local lemonade stands as possible. A local lemonade stand is pretty much a sure sign of summer. And a few years ago, some young entrepreneurs of one stand in Kaysville invited local police to stop by for a refreshing cold beverage. That started a movement.
So we have kind of made it into a challenge and invited other fire stations and police departments to join in and see how many lemonade stands that we can hit up.
Thanks to social media, word spread quickly about the Lemonade Stand Challenge. The first responders from Kaysville Fire Department were more than happy to join in. But even though it's friendly, this is still a competition.
So far, they've beat us every year, but this year we've got a leg up in front of them, and we're trying to beat them.
I worked really hard on that. The Summer of 23 Lemonade Stand Challenge is just getting underway, and the battle, it's expected to be fierce. But ultimately, the real winners are the kids and citizens of Kaysville.
Oh, she's so freaking cute. And it's just a great way to build relationships with the community, both the adults and the children, and it's something that they really look forward to.
And so getting involved with the lemonade stands, they can see us in more of a, I guess not so much of a serious role. And we can get to know them, we can get to know their families, and that's really important for the work that we do.
In a city of just 35,000 residents, those in public safety say it's fun and rewarding to build those connections, especially with the younger kids.
We just want them to know we're their friends and they can talk to us. We're not scary. So we'll come out, we'll get some lemonade from them. We always offer for them to come check out our police cars, turn on our lights and sirens. And it's just a great way to build a relationship with them.
We still get excited about fire engines, so kids love it.
Everyone gets excited for fire engines, right? And you will, depending on how long the rain lasts today, we'll see how the Lemonade Stand Challenge goes beginning today. But starting next week, as temperatures heat up, things are really expected to heat up and ramp up with this competition as well. And if you'd like members of the fire department or police department here in Kaysville to visit your lemonade stand, you can get a hold of them on their respective Facebook pages. For now, we're live in Kaysville. Scott McCain, Fox 13 News, Utah.
That's great. That's great. But this is, I know this is unrelated. I know you guys say, well, this is so unrelated. And of course, I understand that it's unrelated to what we're talking about here. And I understand. Yeah, I know. But Texas, like I said, Texas is the only state that does not allow kids to have permits to sell lemonade. Last year, a mother demanded an apology after police called her son's lemonade stand in Montreal. Take a look at this.
Their secret recipe has helped raise more than $1,500. Even the local bus driver is on board. But things took an unfortunate and unexpected turn on Saturday.
To have such a beautiful story turn into such a nightmare disaster like it did yesterday, I was shaking.
The mother says the boys were periodically using a megaphone to attract customers, and one angry man...
He said, "You little mother effers, I'm gonna shut you down." So I told him to get the hell off my property, and he said, "I'm calling the police."
Minutes later, she says police arrived and told her the stand must be shut down.
I tell him, "Look, officer, give me a fine. I'll pay the fine." He said, "Oh, I'm not giving you a fine. You think that because you're in a wheelchair, you're above the law?"
She says the officer threatened to arrest her, so she started recording.
Honest to God, like, is this normal? The guy had his hand on his holster, telling me that I'm aggressive. And I told him to get off my property. He refused.
3 hours later, she says police left.
Well, it ended with this sergeant telling me my kids are not allowed to have their megaphone and that they don't want to have to come back here and arrest me.
Montreal police told Global News they would not be in a position to comment on the case on Sunday, explaining more analysis is needed before they issue any kind of statement.
Always remain calm.
This ex-police officer wonders if the mother escalated the situation. He says police will rarely put an end to lemonade sales without a permit.
In that case, it's not necessarily the action on your property, but the distraction or the problem it causes.
The mother is demanding an apology from Montreal police. Neighbors dropped by to show the boys support on Sunday as they sold lemonade without their megaphone. Dan Spector, Global News, Montreal.
All because of using a megaphone to sell lemonade? I could just use a microphone like, lemonade for sale, lemonade for sale. And then all of a sudden I would just be causing a traffic jam out in the intersection. Bites lemonade, man. Please tell me you can play out here, but you can't sell lemonade. That's fine. That would have happened, but okay. I think this one deserves some common sense.
One angry man.
He said, "You little mother effers, I'm gonna shut you down." So I told him to get the hell off my property, and he...
You've been too long the megaphone. I'm gonna shut your ass down, and you shut the fuck up. You better get the fuck out of my property right now, mister. Listen, I'm calling police. Please, get your ass over here. Someone's yelling at the microphone and still with a bass. This car right here, can I get... Police, what's wrong here? This kids be too loud and then so limited on permit. Shut it down right now. You, I'll pay the fine. You ain't gonna pay no fine. What the? Stop calling. Stop calling the police on kids that ain't hurt nobody. Ain't you got nothing to do? than a call on kids who ain't hurting nobody, performing or selling lemonade? Ain't you got nothing better to do? It's like, what got nothing better to do? I'm gonna just go sit around and watch TV while I hear strippers like this. It makes me want to cringe. It doesn't matter. They're kids. They're learning. They are learning. Of course they can learn because their parents are teaching them. And I suggest you look at yourselves in the mirror and then say, what have I done? I've become a monster. Because everything that went on is due to y'all. Calling the police on kids. They're just doing what they're doing. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I mean, it's lemonade. Everyone can make lemonade. It's just that simple. Google a recipe. Then make it yourself. And go sell it out without a permit. It doesn't matter. For little kids, it doesn't matter. She's complaining about what exactly? I was in the megaphone driving neighbors crazy. Why is this news? Yeah, the megaphone's a stupid move. It seems like the whole world owes it to this mother. Another entitled person who is above is everything. A megaphone? Come on, lady. Stop wasting our resources. We wouldn't tolerate it if a restaurant or did this in a commercial area, and you want our neighbors to accept to live in a residential place where the neighbors use a microphone all day long? This lady is clearly playing a victim here. There are times when you can tell if a person is confrontal or not. And in this case, she definitely sounds like one. Megaphone should not have been used. I like my peace and quiet. I'd like to know if the officers had body cameras on. But that would show what went on. Officer has had something else for him to take the woman in a wheelchair? Not buying that story. So the kids got carried away with their enthusiasm. All the neighbor had to do was ask them to stop using it. Everyone's flying on the handle too quickly nowadays. Chill, people. Do not call the police on kids selling lemonade. Just simply say, hey, can you not use the microphone anymore, please? Yes, sir. I'll stop it right now. All the police had to do was tell the kids to put away the megaphone, buy a cup of fresh squeezed lemonade, and be on their way. That's all I have to do instead of shutting them down. But what is this state right here? Is there a city ordinance to where you can't sell lemonade? Or is there a state where you can't sell lemonade? Like I said, Texas passed a law saying that police cannot shut down a lemonade stand.
A warning to parents this summer, your kid's summer side job could actually be illegal. It could end up costing you big time.
Yeah, there's a Stapleton mom found out the hard way. Denver 7's Megan Lopez is joining us live now. Megan, these kids were just trying to make a little money when they got into big trouble.
Yeah, that's right, Mitch and Molly. I mean, they were just trying to set up a lemonade stand, and who of us haven't done that in our childhoods? They were setting up here in this park near their home, but they were trying to raise money for this nonprofit group known as Compassion International. They had identified this Indonesian boy that they wanted to donate all of the proceeds from that stand to, but that's certainly not how things turned out.
It's a delicate balance being a mom. To love and support your kids, but also to lay the building blocks for their future.
Should we build a tower together?
Jennifer Knowles knows that balance all too well. She's got 3 rambunctious boys, and she's working on teaching them about responsibility. That's why yesterday they decided to set up a lemonade stand.
We've never had a lemonade stand.
It's a cherished memory from Jennifer's own childhood, and it comes with several valuable life lessons.
I wanted to teach my kids about being an entrepreneur, you know, having your own business.
But the lesson for this family was also about
how to give back.
Because all of their proceeds are going to charity.
So we got a table, we made some lemonade, and all the boys helped, and we went out there.
But just a half an hour into their first ever business venture,
the police officers came over
and they said that because my boys and I did not have permits for a lemonade stand, they shut us down and we had to stop immediately.
Turns out someone nearby actually called the police on them.
My boys were crushed, they were devastated, and I can't believe it happened. It made me want to cry. They were crying, they were so upset.
Now, these boys are learning another valuable life lesson about following the rules, even if you don't agree with them.
I want parents to know that they need to be aware that if their kids want to have a lemonade stand, that there could be repercussions.
Okay, so we reached out to the Denver Permitting and Zoning Office, and here's what we found out. There is no ordinance that specifically prohibits this sort of lemonade stand. There's also nothing that explicitly protects them. The permitting office says it's not going to go out and try to regulate kids' lemonade stands. And you don't need a permit if you're only doing it every once in a while or on the weekends. But if the police are called, like what happened in Jennifer's and her son's cases, and if you're blocking traffic or if it's getting really loud or out of control with too many people, the police could be called out and you could be asked to shut it down. That wasn't the case here, but it was something that the police were called to. I'm live in Stapleton. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
I mean, in some states, you can sell lemonade as long as you don't block the traffic. I mean, I could be selling at the corner. I could be selling at the corner. I could block traffic. Couldn't happen. It might not happen. It could happen. It wouldn't happen. It might happen. I was putting all caps. Do not block traffic. Park somewhere. Park somewhere. And then pull up. Don't pull up to the side. Don't pull up the side of the curb. Don't cause a traffic jam. How can anyone stop kids having a lemonade stand? Ridiculous. This is the biggest waste of public resources ever. Shame on the snitch and shame on the officers. Well, like I said, there are states out there that may tell a different story. When we return, we're going to look at the states that allow you to sell lemonade and the states that don't allow you to sell lemonade, and then a story that really touch your heart. Stay with us. So what states say that you need a permit to sell lemonade? Most U.S. states require that permits for kids to operate lemonade stands. If you live in any of these states, you have exceptions. If you live in California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, North Dakota, Nebraska, Texas, Missouri, Louisiana, Illinois, New York, Vermont, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, they're only exceptions. However, this can change you. This can change, and you should always verify the state you live in. And it's like I said, Texas is the only state that makes it legal. I mean, it's a common sense law. I can play this while playing the common sense alert. Just take a look.
Here's a common sense law. It allows kids to sell lemonade at lemonade stands. We had to pass it because police shut down a lemonade stand here in Texas. So kids, cheers. Here's a common sense law. It allows kids to sell lemonade at lemonade stands. We had to pass it because police shut down a lemonade stand here in Texas.
Well, if we look at a map, and if we look at an image from a map, it would say, I mean, just look at this map. If you look at a map, color-coded in yellow, you would find that your state would allow your child to sell lemonade. But what about adults? What if adults want to sell lemonade? And let me zoom this in for you. Texas, Louisiana, California. These states 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 states. 14 states will allow you to sell lemonade without a permit. But the rest of these, if you live in Florida, New Mexico, Michigan, Chicago, Michigan, if you live in any of the states that are not color-coded yellow, you need a permit. Here's a couple more. Here's a few more about these lemonade stands being shut down. Then we're going to raise some common sense. And then I have a story that would that's unrelated to the issue we're talking about, but it has something to do with being shut down.
They're working together, learning what it's like to be an entrepreneur.
A lesson that almost got cut short for these Newburgh kids.
We were probably out there about an hour and a half when I noticed the cop car pull up.
When someone saw them selling lemonade by the road in Barkley Manor Monday, and instead of stopping for a cup, called the police.
His first words were, "Can you believe someone called the cops on kids selling lemonade?"
But rather than break them up,
sometimes when people stopped in the middle of the road to get like a cup, the cars behind would beep and, make nasty faces.
Officers Clayton Dubois and Thomas O'Connell instead bought a cup of lemonade and posed for pictures with the kids.
They could have shut it down, A lot of cops probably wouldn't have handled it that way, but he handled it really well.
Police say the kids weren't doing anything wrong, but that their stand was creating some traffic. Mom Whitney Glover posted about it on Facebook, calling the person who complained, bitter. Since doing so, she says dozens of customers have stopped by, and the kids have made hundreds of dollars in 3 days.
I wasn't expecting it to become the way it did. It was more of an appreciation and a thank you to the police officers.
Yeah, more of appreciation to the police officers. But that has a happy ending. Two more, and then we got a special story.
Well, happening right now, a neighborhood feud like you've never seen before. One man going to City Hall, and even the cops for years trying to get a 12-year-old's lemonade stand shut down. Our story of
Oh, wait, we've already seen this one. My bad. How about this? Jerry Seinfeld's lemonade stand got shut down.
As the local East Hampton Press newspaper put it, no lemonade for you, Jerry. Last week, Jerry Seinfeld's family's lemonade stand was shut down by police while they were raising money for charity. Well, apparently a neighbor in New York's Hamptons complained to police about illegally parked cars. Seinfeld's wife posted this photo with the caption, quote, "Lemonade dreams crushed by local neighbor, but not before raising lots of money for Love Recycled, thanks to all of our customers and big tippers." Guess we'll never find out if the person who called the cops was Seinfeld's infamous neighbor and rival, Newman.
No lemonade for you. You come back when law passes. Let's take a look at this one.
Sounds threatening, huh? Three girls' dream of going to a water park was quickly put to an end after Midway police shut it down.
Kind of crazy that we couldn't sell lemonade, so. But it was fun and stuff, but we had to listen to the cops and shut it down.
The girls had only been open for one day before Midway's police chief and an officer cruised by and saw the stand.
They told us to shut it down.
Shut it down. Did they tell you why they're going to shut it down?
Yeah.
Tell them, look, we understand you guys are young, but still, you're breaking the law, and we can't let you do it anymore. The law is the law, and we have to be consistent with how we enforce the laws.
By city ordinance, the girls must have a business license, food, and vendor's permit in order to set up shop. The city says they want to see everyone safe and healthy, and there's no exceptions to that.
We were not aware of how the lemonade was made, who made the lemonade, or what the lemonade was made with, so we did act accordingly by city ordinance.
It's almost like they're just, I don't know, they don't have anything better to do. I'm gonna let it go. I'm trying to teach them good. And I don't think if I keep on and on and on that it's gonna teach them a good thing.
So, the law wins, and what started out as three girls' dream of a fun summer business is now just a piece of plywood.
Piece of plywood. How can it be a piece of plywood? Alright. One more, and then we're going to take a break.
As the local East Hampton Press News.
The Lemonade police are at it again. Earlier this week, a group of girls called the Lemonade Brigade was briefly shut down by health officials in McHenry County, Illinois. Well, now it's happened to two young sisters in Overton, Texas.
We were trying to raise some money so we can take our dad to Splash Kingdom.
Andrea and Zoe Green wanted to make money for a special Father's Day gift. As you heard, they were selling lemonade and kettle corn until police stepped in to stop this crime in progress. They say the girls need permits, including approval from the health department to sell their 50-cent lemonade.
It is a lemonade stand, but we also have to have a permit they're required to get.
I think that's ridiculous. I think they're 7 and 8. They're just trying to make money for their own cause.
Ridiculous indeed. The police say they will enforce the state's health code, but if the girls give away the lemonade, those rules won't apply. So the girls now plan to offer free lemonade, hoping for some generous donations.
Generous donations. So you can't sell lemonade without a permit, but you can give away for free. This country is just outrageous. Let's hear what the Young Turks have to say. Maybe they have some... Maybe they may have some common sense to be thrown at.
Way to make some lemons out of lemonade. Another Texas law enforcement hot mess. Really, this is just a PR fail. So the Overton police in Texas shut down two little girls' lemonade stand because they didn't have a permit. Zoe and Andrea Green, 7 and 8, were selling 50 cents, the thirst quenching stuff for 50 cents, which I think is a pretty good deal. And then $1 popcorn. Again, competitive. Really competitive. And they were trying to raise money, get this, for their father, for Father's Day. They wanted to take him to a local water park because he works on an oil rig. Give him, let him chill out, enjoy the germs. And
exactly, the urine.
Right, the urine, just like, good old American pastime. So, and they're partaking in a hollow tradition of a lemonade stand. But the Overton police decided, we're going to give you a slap on the hand and you are not allowed to sell your their delicious lemonade, little girls.
Yeah, Texas, they say that they don't like business regulations there, unless it's children selling lemonade. What they should have done is set up a very tiny little cute bank, and then the cops would have never come near those girls. They'd have been fine. But unfortunately not.
It's just another case of zero tolerance, making the authorities look like 100% assholes, in my opinion.
I don't think it's making them look like it. I think it's revealing them, right? So, I'm sure this guy, when he was a young kid, he was like, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to fuck with kids selling lemonade. That would make my day, if I could do that, because that's a big problem. People selling lemonade. That's a big, talk about the over-policing of America.
Yeah.
Oh my God. A couple of kids have a lemonade stand, and a cop takes time. He's getting dental. He gets dental.
He'll need it after all that lemonade.
To go, how?
So somebody is clearly a prick in this. It could be the cop. The cop could have just decided to go. But is it possible that someone living in that neighborhood reported them? I don't know that a cop would have shown up if nobody had complained.
Doesn't even matter.
I think somebody complained about the two.
If I'm a cop and somebody complains about a little girl with a lemonade stand, I show up, I buy a cup of lemonade, and I leave.
Tell them to fucking tell.
Yeah, and I tell that guy, whoever calls, sue me. Sue me, I'm not doing my job.
So we actually ran a poll today on our TYT app asking Texas police shut down a lemonade stand because the girls had no official permit. Should kids have to get a health permit to sell lemonade? Oh my God, look at the visuals. And I want to add that to get the health permit, it's like $150 and like a day of travel, etc. So the results, yes, said 8%. Hell no, said 92%.
Who are those 8%?
I don't know. Is it that one dude who called the cops and is just keeps playing with the app?
Shoots.
I mean, this is just. I think we have a groundswell of support for these young entrepreneurs.
Yeah, it's really sad because they have a drought going on right now. They could have used a drink, but no, Texas really has a lot of problems. I mean, we talked about obviously McKinney, and there's this. They just had another round of shutting down abortion clinics. Women in El Paso have to drive 500 miles to get to the closest one. What the hell is going on with Texas? Apparently, I got out at just the right time.
It just bums me out.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's not the America that we grew up with, or that we thought we were growing up with. Maybe this was going on the whole time, but the sitcoms were fooling us into thinking that people were more civil than they actually were.
You just think something as innocent as a lemonade stand, and it's just yeah. And they did give them the pro tip that they can have the lemonade and they can offer it for free and then ask for donations. And I'm like, oh, teaching them another hallowed tradition of loopholes.
Loopholes.
Great.
Yes. They really did say that to them?
This was later in the article. The mother said that they were advised that they could do that. Ask, and again, we're teaching children to ask for handouts rather than again, I thought we loved capitalism in this country. I thought we shoved it down people's throats until they choked on it. But apparently they may not choke on the lemonade or the popcorn.
Sucks that we didn't get the police officer's name. Because you'd think it's on his shirt when he's doing this, so he's got to be proud of it.
Yeah.
So I would like to just give him his props.
God,
whoever this cop is.
Forced to do it by somebody else? I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know. I can't imagine you would want to be the guy that does it.
I can't imagine if my boss told me to do this, that I would do this. Can you, if you were a cop, can you imagine ever doing something like that? You're going to lose your job. I'll be like, I won't do this, and then I'll write a book about it. And then I'll be rich, and you'll look like a dick.
Yeah, or, start a social media campaign, which is, what we've seen. The only thing it seems to be combating some of these completely ass-backwards policies out of Texas are these social media campaigns, whether it's hashtag SeanTune911 or hashtag Texas Pool Party. That's what's really alerting people to what's going down deep in the heart of Texas.
Yes. We need hashtag Lemon Party. Get the word out. People start to hear.
Welcome to Texas. It's legal to do corporal punishment. You can protect yourself, but you can't shout lemonade. That's how it used to be back in Texas. Before Greg Abbott, you weren't allowed to sell lemonade without a permit, but you could give it for free. God, you love loopholes. But could you sell hot dogs and even not get shut down? And you have the whole community around you? One person's story when we return. Stay with us. Throughout this hour, I've been showing you stories about police officers shutting down lemonade stands because the haters, because people are calling on kids who ain't hurting nobody but selling lemonade. But I'm not going to introduce you to a man who years ago sold some hot dogs. But instead of shutting him down, the local community backed with him and helped him out and told him you need these correct permits. If you ever went by his stand and had his hot dogs years ago, you know what I'm talking about. Take a look.
Here's one.
Thank you.
Back in 2016, Jaquan Faulkner dusted off his uncle's old hot dog wheel and decided he was going to spend his summer working.
Well, I started and I just didn't do nothing with it. And then I realized that I enjoyed it. And so I kept going.
But just as Mr. Faulkner's old-fashioned hot dogs was taking off, someone put in a complaint with the health department.
That's when Neon came.
Neon, the Northside Economic Opportunity Network, provides training and support for underserved entrepreneurs like Jaquan.
And they said, we'll help you get the license and everything. If you have any questions, just come down and talk to us.
Instead of shutting him down, Neon and the health department helped the 13-year-old get everything he needed to pass the inspection, even paying for his permit.
It makes me feel really proud that people know what I'm doing. Did they get their receipt? I don't want to stop. I had told my uncle that. My uncle's like, but then you have to keep on. We're going to keep on. I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
All right, everybody, give it up for Jaquan Faulkner. What's up, boy? Yeah. Jaquan, before we get started, I got to talk to you about that haircut, player. Ooh, that's how I like it. I used to have one of them, man. I was nice. I had a nice high top. Man, you make me miss it, man. How you doing?
All right.
Yeah. All right. How'd you come up with the name for your business?
Like it's my business, but if I needed somebody to pass it on to, I want them to know that it's still my business, but just I'm passing on to a family member.
Yeah.
That's to have Mr. Faulkner, so it'll still be their last name.
Yeah.
So
I got you.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you. Now, let me ask you something. Was your uncle cool with you setting up shop right outside the house?
He was actually kind of mad. He actually didn't want to, because when I first set up, I didn't take it serious.
Yeah.
But this time I noticed I had to take it serious, but he didn't think I had that in me, so he was still getting mad. I told him, like, if that's something you want to do, let him do it. And I kept going, and now he know that I want to take it serious.
Yeah. Now, this whole story came about because someone reported this kid for selling hot dogs without a permit. Just let me say this. Stop calling on kids that ain't hurting nobody. Ain't you got nothing else to do? But this actually turned out great. Because when a hater try to stop you, what they don't know is what the plan is. So you saw on the tape, after they reported him, he had to go down there to the place. Well, the guys liked him so much, and all the people down there, they got behind him and just started helping him get the correct permits and all like this. They didn't shut him down. They showed him how to be bigger. So the whole community rallied behind this kid because they went, wow, what is that right there? So let me ask you this right here. What's your favorite part about selling hot dogs to people?
My favorite part about selling hot dogs to people is when they come up and I'm able to greet them with a smile. Most important part about having a business is customer care. And that's when they want to be treated as a family.
This little dude right here is smart. I love that. I want to thank his uncle, Jerome, and Aunt Donna. They're here in the audience. How you folks doing today? All right. How'd you feel about him getting involved in business, getting set up and everything?
I didn't think he was going to be serious because
He did it in 2016 for 2 days.
Okay.
So 2017 he asked me again. I told him no. He didn't let that down. He let it go. 2018 asked me the same question. Can he sell hot dogs? And I looked at him like, are you serious? That's okay. We're gonna see what you're gonna do. So we got him set up. And he ran with it.
So let me ask you this, Jaquan. How's the business since you got your permit?
Since I got my permit, business have been great.
Yeah. About how many hot dogs you think you can sell in a day, Jaquan?
A day, I think I could sell, at my best, around 200 to 300. At my best. Probably more. Oh, I'm not including Polishes.
You got Polish boy?
Yep.
You ain't got no Polish boy.
Yes, I do.
Look, okay, let me tell you this. You're doing pretty good, man. You done got legitimate. I also know that business costs can get expensive. So our friends at Conagra, who are famous for their Hebrew National Hot Dog brand, they heard all about the great work that Jaquan is doing, so they want to make sure that you continue to grow your hot dog business. So they want to give you $10,000, man. Yeah. $10,000. Yeah. Yeah. So now, Jaquan, now you got some money now. That's a big. What's your business plan kind of looking like? What you thinking?
In the long run, I want to save up to get a little small restaurant, but just for like something now where I can walk up to that spot is I'm trying to get a mobile cart so I'm able to travel and let people know where I'm at.
Yeah. See, that way you can get to where they at.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, let me take this for a minute, man, because I need to hook you up with one of my friends. He happens to know a little bit about business and success. From Shark Tank, everybody welcome my buddy Damon John.
So proud of you.
What's up, Jay?
Brother? How you doing?
How you feeling?
All right. What's happening? You looking good. Oh, you looking good.
This boy, we found out he was a huge fan of yours.
Amazing,
Yes.
amazing. I'm so proud of you. We're all proud of you. Yeah. So I'm told you're gonna cut down a couple of days at the hot dog stand to go make sure that school is starting. You're gonna try to be the best you can over there, right?
Yes.
I think that is absolutely incredible because when you're doing the hot dog stand, you're gonna learn about a little bit of business and how to treat customers. I saw you, but school is really what's gonna teach you science, math, and everything else that you're not gonna necessarily learn there. So I think that's absolutely amazing. Too many people try to just do one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good, man.
So I have a surprise for you. So we called up my buddies over at Hamburger Schlemmer, and we have for you right now a hot dog stand. Your own very hot dog stand. There you go. Look at it. Yeah. Now don't take that $10,000 and put no rims on it.
Yeah.
Don't take that $10,000 and put rims on it.
Yeah.
But it's really important, and I think that's important for you. And I wanted to personally also give you something to further your education, because when school ends, the education doesn't stop. Life is about series of learning. So what I want to give to you is a brand new laptop.
Thank you.
That is for school, inside and outside. I also loaded that with my entrepreneurial course called Damon on Demand Forever. It's yours. And we're very, very proud of you. Thank you, Steve.
That's so good, bro.
This opportunity, man.
No, man, that's so cool. That's so cool, Dave. I tell you, man, for him to drop everything he was doing because we told him about this kid and he was a big fan of his, and for him to come on the show and then come on the show with something. You know, you gave this kid need a cart. We got a cart, and then he downloads this success thing and teaching him the right way. Computers, you know, that's what this is the world. Turn this kid into something, man. You never know, man. This could be really good.
I think it's gonna be great. I saw him. Look out Sharpie's dress. Hopefully, you know, he'll grow up to be a mogul. We need somebody to replace Kevin O'Leary on Shark Tank. So it's wonderful.
Hey, thanks a lot. Hey, Jaquan, thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
You're pretty sharp, no man. Hey, give it up one more time for Damon John. You can catch him on Shark Tank October 7th at 10, 9 Central on ABC. We'll be right back, everybody.
Now, after that aired, this was years after he was on Steve Harvey. He kept on going. I think this was him. I can't be sure.
And as so many businesses struggle right now, a teen entrepreneur is not letting that stop him from making his dreams come true. 3 years after starting his own hot dog cart, 14-year-old Mason Wright has now opened his own restaurant. And we are lucky to have Mason join me now from Mason's.
Actually, that's not him. That's a different one. But yeah, here's the common sense. Stop! Okay, hold on. Stop calling on kids who are just stop calling on kids who are not hurting anybody. Ain't you got nothing better to do? Ain't you got nothing better to do? Just understand this. You call because you're wasting resources. Police, lemonade stand. We'll be right back. Could you ever take revenge on your teacher for calling your parents? Why has that never happened? The only reason why teachers call our parents because to let them know that hey, we misbehaved and we need to be punished. Take a look.
Oh, why don't you sit down and read page? Why would you
Call my mom's house one more time.
Hey, Jamal, why don't you sit down and read page? Why would you
Call my mom's house one more.
This would be the younger you stealing school lunch. Did you ever watch your kids play outside while you're being punished?
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here? Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
And finally, when your teacher takes punishment to the next level.
I feel it, coming in. Walking on my with that babe. He wanna save all the hoes, yeah, that boy need a cane. Clean up the cash. I feel it, coming in. Walking on my with that babe.
Me and my mom here trying to do something stupid. You're probably do something stupid. Now, all these videos were from Brydell Cocky. With the current subscriber of 1.71 million. Check out his channel. Coming up on Give Me a Break Friday, myths, lies, and downright stupidity. We're looking at each of the top 10 myths and lies. From getting cold to having food cramps to even drowning in garbage. The top 10 myths, lies, and downright stupidity. Then on Saturday, it's all about the germs, the top 10 germ myths. You may be disgusted here after seeing that story. That's on Saturday. That's Give Me a Break for this Wednesday going to Thursday. We're off on Throwback Thursday, so we'll see you again for Give Me a Break Friday. For everyone here at YouTube, good night.